everybody, my name is Kyle969, welcome back to another video. Today, in this one, I'll be ranking every single Yu-Gi-Oh product that released in 2023. So yeah, we have a lot to cover here. There was a lot of packs released this year. There are some caveats that I have to put out. So one, we're not going to be ranking like OTS packs. I don't really think that's really don't have to do that. We're not going to be ranking like accessories like game mats and deck boxes and shit like that. Another thing, we're not going to be ranking like pot collection or like the platinum rare cards. I don't think that's really worth talking about either. So the only thing that I'm going to really be talking about is like sets you can buy and you're able to get cards from it, basically, is what I'm going to be ranking today. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. First set up is Amazing Defenders. This was the first set of the year, and this is a weird one. So at the beginning of the year when this was released, it wasn't the greatest in the world, right? Because we were in like tier limit tier 0 format, and then like the next month like Castria format begins to rise, so like it wasn't that good. But the later in the year we got, the better this set got, because Purely eventually got more support to help it out. Same thing with Rescue, it later got more support to help it out. Same thing with Makonko as well. So the later in the year it got, the better this set got. And at the end of the year, all 3 decks from this set is now playable. So I gotta put it in S tier. It's a really, really good set considering what happens later on in the year. If we talk about on initial release date, this probably goes to like B, maybe C, but the later in the year it got, the better this set became, just because of all of the support cards for the 3 archetypes in this set got their, you know, future support, which made it better for a metagame. So yeah, deserves to be in S tier. Next thing up here is going to be Photon Hypernova. So I have some of the products here just so I can kind of look at them to kind of refresh my memory. So if I'm not mistaken, this has the cash card, so it has like the Rise Heart and stuff. It has like the Gold Pride stuff as well. It has the new Ninja stuff in here as well. But pretty much after that, like the Ivagishi stuff was like slightly playable in Sprite for a little bit. It has some of the branded stuff in here as well. But overall, as a set, I don't think it's that great. Like its main selling point was the Castria stuff, because, you know, Rise Heart was legal. It got like the tier limit cash and all that stuff in this set as well. So I think overall as a set, I kind of have to put it in B tier, just because yes, cash is cool, but now, you know, Rise Heart's banned, so kind of all the cash stuff in here is like garbage. Like Triple Tactic Thrust is in this set, so that's like pretty big. Like Thrust is a huge staple card in our meta right now. Like Big Welcome's also in this set, so that helps out Labyrinth. But like the set overall, it just isn't that great, right? Like if you're gonna think about buying Photon Hypernova, I would just say just go for the singles, don't buy the set itself. So I have to put it in B tier. It's not the worst, but it's not the best either in this situation. Next thing up is the Trap Trick Structure deck. So I have to put this in A tier. Why am I putting it in A tier? Just because I think it was one of the best structure decks that released this year. This was one of those structure decks you can buy 3 structure decks and you can straight up play a really good deck, right? Especially like later in the year, like this got a little worse just because Trap Trick wasn't that playable in the current format we're currently in. But like at the beginning of the year, once like tier limit got hit and like it was really only like Castria that was playable, the Trap Trick structure deck kind of like made it where you can buy 3 structure decks and build a competitive deck, because like Floodgate Trap Hole is like insane against like the Castria matchup. Like it's a really cool set, and like it has Ash in there, it has like the Evenly Matched in here as well. So as an overall set, I think it's a really, really good set. So put it in A tier for sure. Next thing up here is Maze of Millennia. So this is one of those things I have to go look at it as well. So this has the Gate Guardian support. This has, I think it has like the Baron reprint before, you know, the 25th anniversary did that. It has Excel, which is like cool, but like this is only playable in like maybe 2-3 decks. So, and this is a very expensive card as well. So overall as a set's not the greatest in the world. It has like the Dark Fluid as well, just like if you want to do like for Math Mech and maybe some like, I think maybe Rescue, I don't think Rescue plays this. I think it was just a Math Mech card for it, but like everything else is like not the greatest in the world. It had Chimera in here, you know, has the Baron in here as well. So it has a couple reprints, but the reprints were like the highest rarity as well. Like I don't think this was that great of a set. I think I have to put it in like C tier. Again, not the greatest set in the world, especially since the 25th reprinted like Baron and stuff. So like the only thing really worth going after in the set now is like Excel and maybe like Dark Fluid and maybe Chimera, but that's like about it. Everything else is pretty bad in this set. So we're gonna put it in C tier. Alrighty, Speed Duel GX. So now this is another one I have to look up as well. So the problem with Speed Duel is like it's a Speed Duel set, not like a TCG set. So this is for a completely different format, right? So like it's cool. Like it had a couple good reprints in here. Like I think it had like the Cosmic Cyclone, which was pretty cool. I think it has Super Poly in here before, you know, Super Poly got reprinted to death later in the year. What else? There's like one more card. I think it's like DD Crow or some shit, if I'm not mistaken, is in here as well. This is a pretty big set. Let me just kind of scroll down here. Like DD Crow's in this set as well. Cyclone was cool before because, you know, like it was expensive, and so getting that reprint was pretty cool. Macros in here, like, but overall, just as a set, like it's a Speed Duel set, so I can't really put my opinion because I don't play Speed Duel, so I don't know how good this set was for Speed Duel. But for like the TCG, like it was an okay set. Like I think it's probably better than Maze, but like not by a lot. So I'll put it in C tier. The 25th anniversary box thing that they did this year. This was like kind of just like nostalgia stuff. So if you're for the nostalgia, maybe you can rank this higher, but I'm not a nostalgic person myself. So because I didn't play the early games and stuff like that. Like I'm like a guy that got into Yu-Gi-Oh later on. So this is kind of like C tier for me. I don't think it's F tier, but I think it's like C tier at best. We'll put it, I think probably, we'll put it like there is fine. Just because it contained like the Egyptian god cards and then like one of each like spell ruler and all the like original sets, right? Which is cool, but like it doesn't really do anything to the current meta, which is what I like to be doing. So like this is like a nostalgia stuff. So if you're into nostalgia things, maybe you'll rank this higher. But for me, I don't know, it wasn't that great of a product. Cyberstorm Access. So this is, I have to look at this as well. So this has like the Firewall cards, which helped Mathmech for a bit. It has the new Super Heavy Samurai cards as well, which not only was a deck, but was also like, it's also like a good engine piece as well. It has Guiding Quem, which is super expensive right now. It has the new Manadium stuff in here as well. It has the new Peerly support. It has the new Mikanko support. So I think actually like overall as a set, it has Sakitama, it has Apple Dragon, which is cool until they printed Butter level 2 tuners later in the year. It has like the Albion for branded, so you can gimmick puppet. It has the Despotter. It has Chaos Angel. It has Lulu Lilith. This is a pretty decent set, I will not lie. So if I'm going to rank it, I think I'm going to put it in... I think it's better than Photon Hypernova. I really do. Is it A tier? Or is it just like top of B tier? We'll put it like bottom A tier. Just because, you know, Despotter is a lot of money. You know, Super Heavy Samurai is really cool. But the problem with the set is like the cool cards got hit. Like Super Heavy Samurai was a cool deck until they hit Scarecrow, right? Like the new Firewall stuff was very cool for Mathmech before they limited Circular to 1, right? So like this is a very cool set if they kind of just kept, you know, didn't hit anything on the ban list. I think it's a very good set still just because it has the Guiding Quem, Chaos Angel, Despotter, which is still very much playable in this meta right now. So I'll put it like bottom of A tier. Next thing up is Wild Survivors, also known as just the Vanquish Soul set. So if I'm not mistaken, it has the new Dino stuff, which is like cool. Like Ground Xeno is like a cool card, but like it didn't really help out Dinos. It gave reprints to Dinos as well. But the main thing that was the selling point was the Vanquish Soul cards. But the problem with the Vanquish Soul cards was they were the highest rarity. Like most of the, like, I think Heavy Borger was an Ultra, like Mad Love was an Ultra, Valius was an Ultra, Rock Vanquisher was an Ultra, Stake Your Soul was a fucking Ultra, and like Raisin is also an Ultra in the set as well. So the problem with like Vanquish was that they made it the highest rarity possible. So like the best deck in here you have to spend a shit ton of money on just to get, which I don't like. And the other two archetypes in here aren't great. Like the Dino stuff was cool, but it didn't really help Dino do anything. And then they had the Heavy or the Hungry Burger Ritual archetype, which is fucking straight garbage. So that's not going to be doing anything. So I think I have to put this in like B tier, like bottom B tier. Like it's not that great of a set. I'm tempted to put it in like C tier. That's where I'm really tempted to put it at right now. But I'll put it at the top of B because, you know, Vanquish is still a deck, right? It's still in this meta. Even though it's not the greatest in the world, it's still a deck you have to worry about. So, I don't know. I'll put this in like B tier. It's not the greatest in the world. Battles of Legends Monstrous Revenge. So, let me look at the set as well. So, this was cool because it contained Assault Synchron, which was like very much hyped on release. It has Tri-Edge Master. It has the Link Decoder, which became really good for not only Math Mech, but like later on like Rescue as well. It has this Infernoble Knight, which is playable right now as well. But besides that, like it has the Ghost Fusion stuff, which is cool, but like Ghost Fusion isn't that great right now. It has Duality and Shadows Light, which, you know, Duality just won a YCS, so nothing to sleaze at, right? But like overall, the set's like okay. Like it has a couple good reprints. Like Iblis in here, like the Danger stuff is in here. The Punk stuff getting reprinted is cool as well. The Enchantress stuff is in here. And then a couple like rarity bumps for like the Sprite cards and like the Bestial Baldric and shit like that. So like as an overall set, it has the reprint for Zeus and IP as well. So, and it has the Super Quality Book of Eclipse. Maybe this set's actually a little bit better than I was giving credit for. The more that I scroll down, right? So, I'm going to put it at like top B tier. Like it had a couple good reprints, had a couple good new cards as well, like Duality and Assault Synchron and stuff like that. But was it like the, you know, one of the better sets of the year? Probably not. Like maybe at the time it released, it was kind of hyped, but the later we got in the year and just the better products that we got later in the year, this kind of fell off just a tad bit. So I'll put it in B tier. The nostalgia stuff. So the, you know, the first original 5 sets of Yu-Gi-Oh. Again, I have to put it in C tier as well. Again, this is one of those things. I'm not a nostalgia guy, so I don't really care for these sets. Like if you're a nostalgia person, again, you probably rank these higher than what I'm ranking them as. But again, I don't really necessarily care about this. I think like Blue Eyes is actually a little better than all of them. But besides that, like it's like a whatever set, right? Duelist Nexus. So let's look at Duelist Nexus, shall we? So he has the Revolution Synchron, has the new Chimera stuff, which is cool as well. Like the Chimera branded deck was very cool to see. Has like Mana DM support as well. It has the new Infernoble stuff, which, you know, Infernoble's a deck, so you do have to take that into considerations. It has the new Unchained cards as well, which is pretty cool to see because this is what made Unchained like the best or made it where it was actually a very competitive deck. Has the rescue stuff like Preventer and Emergency in the set, which helped rescue immensely. It has, again, like it has the new Runic fucking Fusion as well. It has Crimson Dragon, which, you know, made Yu-Gi-Oh! Toxic with the Calamities lock. New, you know, Mana DM stuff is in here as well. We have the new Purely Noir in here as well, which is cool. So, as a set, as I scroll down, let me see if I'm not missing anything real quick before I go anywhere. It has the new Testina stuff, which is like cool, but it's not the greatest in the world. So, as a set, I think it's a very good set. Is it better than Cyberstorm Access? Like this had better. This had some major meta impacts. I had the Unchained cards. I had the new the Rescue cards. Had the Purely cards in here as well. But like the high rarity stuff is not like the greatest in the world. Like Revolution Synchron's cool and stuff like that. But like as like a meta impact like set, that's pretty cool to see. Is it better than Cyberstorm? I think so. I think it is better than Cyberstorm Access for now. But I think the Trap Trick is just a little better than those. Legendary Duelist like Volcano. What the fuck is this called? Soul Burning Volcano. So this had the new Salamarine Great stuff, which was like, it was alright. It's not the best in the world, but it had good reprints for them as well. We had the new Volcanic stuff, which, you know, we finally didn't have to wait for Volcanic stuff, and it was cool, but, you know, it didn't really make a meta impact. And then we had the new Ballon Box and stuff, which the only thing that's really good is the Dempsey, and that's about it, just because Dempsey is generic, and that's about it. And that was pretty much it from this set. So as a set, it's not that great. Like, I put it like, like there, probably like there. That seems rough, but like, there's only really like, there's nothing really that interesting from this set, right? So like this was one of those sets like people started talking about like they're releasing way too many products this year kind of thing. Like this set just it was not great whatsoever. So yeah, I think it has to be C tier for sure. Maybe even like creeping towards F tier. Like I'm really tempted, but like it does have Dempsey. It does have Dempsey. Nah, fuck it. We'll put it F tier. F tier is where I'm putting it at. Just because it really didn't do anything for us. Speed Duel, the GX Academy bot, or what was this? The fucking Streets of the Battle City is what it's called. So this one was kind of worse than the other one, if I'm not mistaken, right? So, like, again, this is more like a Speed Duel set. So, again, I'm more comparing it to the TCG more than I am comparing it to the Speed Duel. So, I don't know if this was that great for Speed Duel or not. But, I don't know. This feels like it's worse than it was for... I feel like the GX got a little bit more hype than what this got. So, I think I have to put this, like, lower. Honestly, I want to put it, like... Again, I don't know. I don't play Speed Duel, so I don't want to put, like, F tier. But, like, man, it doesn't, like, seem like there's really anything in here when I'm looking at it, right? Like, it has Resonance Insect, which is, like, cool, I guess. I don't fucking know. It has the Jinzo stuff. It has Spell Canceller. That's pretty cool to see, because that card needed a reprint. I don't know. Besides that, I don't know. This seems like it's one of those sets that wasn't that great. I didn't really hear any hype about it either. I don't know. We'll keep it in F tier. The tins. So, usually I will always say the tins are one of the best products you can ever get for the year. That is with the exception of this year. I think with the exception of this year, I don't think the tins were really that good this year. Just because, I don't know, like they didn't reprint Power of the Elements in this set. The only thing that really reprinted was like Darkwing Blast in here. There wasn't that many good reprints in here. Like it had the Runic stuff. It had like Fenrir getting reprinted finally. It had like Garua as well. But like as an overall set, I don't think the tins were that great this year, which is saying something because usually the tins are really one of the best products Yu-Gi-Oh releases in a year. But the tins this year was just bad. Now we'll get to why that's the case in just one second. But I think I'm going to put it in like C tier. Like, yeah, like there is probably fine. Yeah, I'm going to put it there. Seems interesting. The Fire King, or not the Fire King, fuck, what the fuck is the structure deck called? The Red Resonator ones. I forgot what the fuck this is called. What is this called? Hold up, I can look it up. Why am I blanking on the structure deck? What the fuck? The Crimson King structure deck. That's what it's called. So this was a cool structure deck as well. It had like the Crimson stuff. It had the new Resonator stuff as well. But I think this is probably the worst structure deck that got released this year. But like it's still a pretty decent structure deck. So I'll probably put it in like B tier. I'll probably put it like above Photon Hypernova. Probably just because, again, it's cheaper. You're getting a deck out of it. Like this is a pretty cool set. I think there's been better structure decks this year, like the Trap Tricks, obviously, I think it's better. Like, it's not a bad set, but it's also, like I wouldn't put it down here, but I wouldn't put it up here either. I'll put it in the middle. I think it's, like, there, which is pretty cool. Again, this is still a pretty good structure deck, but, like, I think there's been better structure decks this year as well. Alrighty, now on to the good stuff. Age of Overlord, one of the newer sets that we have this year, and I'm sorry to say this is S tier for sure. What can I say? It has the SP Little Knight. It has the Wanted package. Like, this is a fucking insane set. Like, it has Butler for Labyrinth. Like, let me pull up the products real quick. So, like, this was an insane stuff. Like, I had the Supreme King stuff. I had, like, the TG stuff. I had the Visa Samsara, which is cool as well. It has the Diabell Star stuff. It has the Snake Eyes stuff. It has the Horus Engine, which is fucking insane. It has Butler. It has the new Vanquish Soul cards as well. Like, this set was insane this year. One of the best sets you can open up this year. Like, TG as a deck is, like, cool. You had new Manadium Synchros. You had the XYZ armor cards, which might become playable when the new Goblin cards come out, right? It had fucking Anti-Zeus. It had the Banshee, which is a very good rank for. It had SP Little Knight. Like, this set was insane. It has the Wanted stuff in here. Like, it has Horus. And, like, this set is fucking insane. I think it's one of the best sets of the year. I think I put it above Amazing. Like, it's a really, really good set. I really do love this set. It's one of the best sets of the year. Cannot deny it. Rarity Collection 25th Anniversary is also very much S tier. Is it better than Age? Price-wise, probably not. But, like, it's still a very insane set. It has, you know, this is why the tins were probably really bad this year, is because this was, like, the major reprint set of the year. It had so many good reprints, and it was good for budget players because you can get high rarity cards for pretty much nothing. Like, this guaranteed had 3 QCRs in the set, had, like, a shit ton of collectors, a shit ton of ultis and shit like that. There was a shit ton of good things about this set, rarity-wise, you know, budget-wise as well, making, like, good rarity, high rarity cards not that expensive to get. Like, this set was fucking insane. One of the best sets of the year. I think Age is just slightly better, but this is very insane. Valiant Smashers, also known as the Centurion set. So I think I have to put this less than the Vanquish Soul set, because at least the Vanquish Soul set had the Dino support, which, like, it, you know, the Dinos will use. It's not the best, but, like, Valiant Smashers was really only Centurion, right? Because Valmonica fucking sucks, and, you know, the others, what was the other one? The Memento archetype is not that great either. So the only reason why you would buy this set is for Centurion, and they did the exact same thing they did with Vanquish Soul, where they just fucking made all the Centurions high rarity. So if you want to play that deck, you have to buy a shit ton of this product, which I don't like, but, you know, it's a cool set if you're trying to get into the Centurion stuff. I think it is lower than the Vanquish Soul set, but yeah, this is, like, there for me. And the last thing is the Fire King structure deck. So this was our latest product that got released like 2 weeks ago for when the time of this recording. I think it's better than the Crimson. I think it's probably like here, maybe? Nah, I'll put it like top of B tier probably. Just because, like, it has some good reprints. It has Drone Lockbird, it has Infinite Impermanence, it has the Fire King, like, deck itself, which might become playable once Phantom Nightmare comes out, but that's next year's, right? Like, right now, it's like an okay thing, like, if you play, like, the Tri-Brigade stuff in here as well, which is pretty nice, but you have to pick up cards outside the structure deck. So, I think I'm going to put it at, like, the top of B tier. Maybe it's, like, slowly creeping to the bottom of A, but I think top of B tier probably makes sense. This was a very good structure deck that released. I have to say that about all the structure decks. Even though, like, I have the Fire King and the Crimson at B, they're still pretty good structure decks. The only reason why I have Trap Trick at A is because buying 3 Trap Trick structure decks made it where you can pretty much play the deck, while the other 2 you had to pick up other cards outside the structure deck, right? So that is my tier list. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content on the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.